Welcome and thank you for joining us today for the International Student Connect webinar. We're going to talk today about staying safe while you're shopping online. My name is Ingrid and I will be your presenter for today. If you have any questions, please do feel free to send us an email at rahila.mushtaq@costi.org, or you may also send us your comments in the questions and answers dialog box provided via GoToWebinar. We're going to be talking about how to do some business online. It is actually becoming quite prevalent these days, where people are shopping online a lot more often than they did in the past. And as such, we felt it was important that we brought this webinar to you. On our agenda for today, we're going to talk about shopping online, online advertisements, and responding to online advertisements. So when you see these ads, how do you respond to them? How do you know that these ads are actually real? Doing business online, we've realized that more and more Canadians each year are doing business online. We bank online, we make hotel bookings, we buy airfare, we order taxes, and we even buy our food online, buying groceries. Recently, I've noticed that Walmart actually is bringing groceries into stores. There's a new app that you can use to purchase food from all different grocery stores within the Greater Toronto area. So this is not going away. This is actually coming to stay, and therefore we should get very familiar with it. So let's take a look at some of the tips and tricks of online shopping, some of the things that you probably would not be thinking about. Now, when shopping online, it is important to use our critical thinking skills, in order to protect ourselves. If a website is a reputable online business, it should have the name of the business and a contact information, full description of the goods and services that they sell, clear price list, including taxes and shipping charges, the total amount you must pay, and the schedule of payments. So let's say, for example, they had the option of double pay. There are some uh, websites that will allow you to make two payments as opposed to one. There should be the return or the exchange policy outlined very clearly on the website. It should not be hidden. You shouldn't have to search around to find it. And there are quite a few websites that are reputable that are doing great business. I cannot promote these websites, but you do have the option of going online and doing this research. And that's why we're going to tell you about some of the different things that you should be looking for as you proceed to shop online. How can you tell whether or not the website is a scam? Well, you can't necessarily tell. There's no way for you to tell 100% that the website is a scam, but something that should raise a red flag in your mind are some of these things that we've listed here. So for example, check out the design of the website. Is it poorly designed? Are the links broken? You click on a particular link to look at an object, you're unable to do so. Does it have an address and telephone number? Can you contact anyone? Is there someone that you could call? Is the back button disabled? Are there terms and conditions of the page? And what about their return and exchange or privacy policy? These are some of the things that you can use as a marker to say whether or not you feel that this website is actually working. Is it a real site? Now, you want to look again. If the website is asking for credit card information before you check out, that is a huge red flag. That's something that you should be thinking about. If you go online to purchase something and prior to getting to that checkout where it says now go to checkout, if you get there and before you're ready to check out is asking for credit card information, that should be a red flag. Does it ask for a deposit before really revealing the details of what it is that you're purchasing? and you look at the prices. Are the prices too good to be true? There are a few websites that truly does have amazing prices. However, you want to make sure that these are reputable sites that, perhaps you ask your friends and family, have they been using this site? Do they know anyone who's used this site before? And you want to make sure that you are doing this research not just online, but you're doing this research talking to real people, your friends and family members. So, some additional tips that we would like for you is, we're saying to you, do some research before making a purchase. Read the reviews and compare the prices on different sites. You may find a better deal at a real live store. So in reality, the prices may look great, but think about, okay, how great is this price? And what about when you go to checkout? Are you now going to be, when you pay for your shipping and handling, how much is the shipping and handling going to cost? And if it's international shopping, there may be some international fees as well. Do not shop on public Wi-Fi. Why would you ask, like, why would I not shop on a public Wi-Fi? Well, think about it. Your credit card information could be compromised. Your banking information could be compromised on these public um, entities. So try not to do that. Use credit card, or make sure that the cost of the item or service is clear, including taxes, shipping and handling, and any custom duties. Also, make sure you understand the currency of the price that is listed. Canadians often shop on US websites or on global sites that list in many different currencies. You may not notice that a price is in US dollars, and then be surprised when you check your credit card bill at the end of it. That's something that has happened to me personally. So I'm passing this information off to you, take it from someone who knows. I have done that. I've gone shopping, then I checked out and didn't quite check the amount that I was checking out. And then when I got my credit card statement, I was like, why in heaven's name did I pay so much? I thought these items were under $50. Well, that is because they were in US dollars and I did not pay clear attention to that. Make sure that you're checking your receipts and your emails for confirmation, and that you are also saving your statements and checking your credit card statements in the event that you have to dispute a payment that you have made. I neglected to say, do not send cash. That means wire transfer. Do not send cash money. Like, do not go to Money Mart and send cash money to any particular website prior to receiving your order. This is not a very good idea. This is how a lot of scams play out. So keep that top of mind as you go through the process of purchasing things online. Here are a few quick things that we wanted to tell you to remember. Do not forget, watch out for online scams. Only shop at reputable websites, because at least, there may be some websites that are not yet well known, and they'll take a little bit of time to pick up, but don't let yourself be one of the first to get caught in an online scam if that's the case. Use your credit card and secure payment system. Do not send cash. Research before you buy, and always check your credit card statement. We'll take a look at online advertisements, because this is generally how people get scammed. You see an ad, the ad looks beautiful, and you say to yourself, well, this looks real, so this has to be real. Well, let's take a look at the do's and the don'ts when you're looking at online ads. Now, Canadians use online classified sites for buying and selling products and services between individuals. We have several sites that we're all quite familiar with. For example, Kijiji and Craigslist are the most well-known, but there are new platforms that are becoming more and more popular. Facebook, for example, you can purchase in Marketplace on Facebook. You can buy items there. So what you want to do is make sure that you're actually going and doing your research before you're purchasing from any of these websites. I've only named those in the interest of time, and I'm not in any way, shape, or form promoting these websites. However, they are quite popular to us. Many of us have gone there to make our purchases. There may be an opportunity for you to save money when you shop on these websites. However, please do ensure that you are following all the right procedures as you go about your online shopping, your online purchases. So here are some quick questions that you want to ask yourself as you decide when you make the decision to do these purchases. You want to figure out, is this website legitimate or not? It is important for you to examine the ad very closely before you respond. Is there important information missing, like the condition of an item for sale? Does the ad include photos, or are the photos from the internet, from the manufacturer's website, or a stock image from the stock library? This is common. People do this all the time. It is very easy. They will put up, for example, a refrigerator. They'll go to the company's website. Let's say, for argument's sake, you're going to purchase a Kenmore refrigerator. There are people who will say, well, I have a Kenmore refrigerator at my house. I don't have any means of taking this photograph. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the website, the Kenmore website. I'll crop a picture, put it in an ad, and then I'll post it. Sometimes this is legitimate, sometimes it is not. So you want to make sure that you are verifying these things. Does the poster request a bank transfer for payment? So in this advertisement, are they advertising that, well, you can make a bank payment? Are there multiple ads from the same poster for the same thing, for the same item? This is known to happen. However, these are some of the questions you want to ask yourself. And then you want to start to put things in place if you're planning on purchasing from this person. And you also want to make sure to check if there are any information. For example, does the ad demand cite unseen transaction? That is, do they want money before you've seen the item or an apartment? So you're going to rent an apartment and they're saying, give me some money and then I'll show it to you. No, that is something that's another red flag that you want to make sure that if you see these things, sometimes the item is great, but there's also a possibility that that really great looking item may not necessarily be real. So follow your gut, follow your instincts, do what your instincts tell you. When you are responding to these ads, for example, you find an ad, you are going to respond to it, ask questions, and always meet the seller in a public place. Here in the GTA, that where we are, one of the things that has currently happened is the police have designated particular areas for you to go and exchange money for items. So use a designated zone or the police station. Do not go to the seller's home alone. If you're going to pick something up, please make sure that you do not go to the seller's home alone. Do not let buyers or sellers into your home. This is also another thing. You don't want to let people into your home that you don't know for them to come and pick up things, or a seller to come into your home and show you something. Please choose an area that has a lot of people. It is open and it is public before as you decide to go through the transaction. Pay cash in person. If you're going to pay cash to this person because you're responding to an online ad and you're not purchasing it from a website, do not send money to this person prior to having the item. If you're going to use cash, do it in an area where it is open and there are a lot of people, and check the item before paying for it. There has been situations where people have actually gone. This is how, okay, so online shopping is great. I mean, buying the item from a website, going to a particular website, for example, Kijiji or any one of these sites, Facebook marketplace, where you're able to Meet with the seller and pick up the item before it's shipped to you or given to you. Check the item before paying. There has been a situation that was recently in the news where this young man bought a coat from someone and he went with his dad because he thought, okay, I'm going to take my dad with me. And the person was trying to rob this person because it was a really expensive coat. So what they wanted to do was to keep the money and to keep the coat as well. And an altercation ensued, and one of them were stabbed. I can't remember off the top of my head if it was the dad or the son that was stabbed. So keep these things in mind that you may think it's safe. If you want to go pick up the item, say to the person, meet me at the police station. I can do that there. If they're not willing, if your gut tells you to meet them there and they don't want to do it, maybe you should just let that one go. Important things to remember. Always ask questions before you decide to meet with someone about a sale. Take safety precautions, and that would be take someone with you, go to a police station to do the transaction, check your item. If it seems too good to be true, it probably isn't true. How about rental advertisements? Here's another really good one. Many people rent from the internet. But unfortunately, rental scams are very common all over the world, and dishonest people advertise fake units or steal another person's listing, or even rent to multiple people at the same time. A colleague of mine, ironically, we were talking about this just yesterday, and she was explaining to me that in the building that they live, in the condo building that she lives, they would pass this gentleman on a daily basis. He would be well dressed and he would be waiting for clients to go and show apartments. Well, this gentleman he was not a real estate agent, neither did he own any of these apartments. He did not live there. What he was doing was scamming these potential clients out of their money by showing them a particular unit. And once they paid him, they would not see him again. So these things, we're not making them up. We're not trying to scare you, but we are trying to make you more aware. Open your mind to the possibility that, yes, we live in a beautiful country, very safe country, but there are scammers everywhere in the world. Now, some very common rental scams that happens on different online platforms. There are scams to attract people with their low rental rates. Scammers also request deposits or good faith payment in advance of seeing the apartment. Not good. Please don't do that. They also request sight on scene. So sight on scene agreements, this means that they would like you to pay up front before you actually see the unit. And you also want to find out, like, is the description of this place over the top? For example, it's a unit that you see online, and then when you look at the unit, you look at the pictures that are posted, and you're thinking to yourself, wow, this is beautiful. But that apartment in the market that you're looking to rent is it's going for, let's say, $800 for a 2-bedroom apartment in Toronto. That is absolutely mind-blowing. It will not happen in Toronto. So things like that, think about those things. Are they using strange terms and languages in the contract that they're presenting to you? Scams are often run remotely, so the description or the correspondence with the contact person will not sound right. It may use the wrong terms for the neighborhood or get details wrong about the location. And if it's an international scam, the English may also be strange. So look out for these things. They are there. It's just that we need to be conscious of it and learn how to spot it when it happens. Some things to remember: check rental ads very closely. Ask questions. Never pay more money before seeing an apartment. Security deposits are illegal in Ontario. This is something that you should really keep in mind that security deposits are illegal in Ontario. If it seems too good to be true, it probably isn't true. Think about that, okay? Looking at job advertisements, that's another scam that you are wondering, but why would anyone scam someone for a job? Isn't that kind of just weird to you? Well, many employers also use online classifieds to advertise their jobs of all types. These platforms are also popular for casual labor or freelance projects. Unfortunately, identity thieves and other scammers can use job advertisements to find their next victim. Therefore, you should always check out the company online. Most companies today have an online presence. If it is an individual posting for a service, check their details very closely. Look for ads with complete information, the job description, the rate of pay, the name of the organization, and its mission or purpose. Do not send money or personal information to recruitment services or temporary assignment agencies advertising on these sites. Unfortunately, criminals sometimes use online job ads for more than just money scams and identity theft. Misleading advertisements can sometimes lead to exploitation, tricking people who are eager to find a job into illegal activity, forceful labor, or even sex work. And I'll give you an example. I have a really good friend who owns a moving company, and a couple months ago, he it was around Christmas time. He has an ad or several ads in the newspapers, on Kijiji, on his website, advertising his services, that they're a moving company and one of their services is also to do courier services short term for people who need that. So he said he got a phone call. Upon getting that phone call, the gentleman he spoke with on the phone asked him to go to a particular location and pick up particular items. For example, at one place, he went to pick up a vending machine. Another place, he went to pick up a coffee brewing machine. He was asked to do this, and when he got to the location, um, all he needed to do was say the name of the person that he was picking up the item for, because the item would have already been paid for via credit card. Well, he said he did this about 3 different times, picked up the item, took it to the drop-off location, never met the person that was asking him to do this job. And then it comes time for him to pick up a particular item in Mississauga. He gets to the location, and the store owner tells him, "I'm sorry, but you can't get this item because the credit card that paid for it has been flagged, that credit card has been, it is being illegally used." So he says he left, he called the gentleman and he said, "Okay, I've taken the time, I've gone to pick up the item for you, and I didn't get a chance to get the item, so how will I get paid?" And the gentleman told him, "I will call you right back." That was it. After that phone call, never again did he hear from this man. So what I had told him to do is go to the police station and make a report, just in case the other items came back to him, because he's the person who did the pickup and the drop off. So things to remember: look for complete information, check the details and ask questions. And if it does seem to be too good to be true, then chances are it is really too good to be true. Most places, most business places will have a website, and they will also have reviews that you can go and read. Sometimes the reviews are tricky because the reviews are sometimes placed there by family members and friends. But again, this is when you use your sense of discernment and try to determine whether or not these reviews seems legitimate to you. You want to learn more about online safety? Please do keep yourself cyber safe. Go to www.getcybersafe.gc.ca, Government of Ontario. How to avoid or recover from identity theft. This is another really good page that will help you in the event that you got caught up in some identity theft issues. Okay? You can also learn more about online safety at the Anti-Fraud Center. It's 1-888-495-8501 or www.antifraud.centerantifraud.ca. You can also go to the RCMP's website. It's www.rcmp.grc.gc.ca scams-fraud. Or you may contact the local police. And we'll just quickly take a look at our transition plan that we have on our own website. Our website is www.internationalstudentconnect.org. We do have our transition plan, and this transition plan helps you keep track of tasks and set schedules and deadlines. So if you are especially planning on transitioning from an international student to a permanent Canadian resident, on our website, you will find this tool that you can use to help you in the planning process to ensure that you have the right amount of money that you need by the time you graduate and you're ready to submit your application. It's a really wonderful tool, so please do check it out. And International Student Connect is a government-funded program. We are funded by the Government of Ontario, which do fund our project that is here to support international students and their families. Costi Immigrant Services is the organization that I work for, and we are the coordinating agency for International Student Connect. We are a community-based multicultural agency, and we serve over 39,000 clients annually. We do have 17 locations across the Greater Toronto Area. If you would like to contact our project directly, please do so by calling 1-844-871-4567, or you may email us at isc@costi.org. I'd like to thank you for joining us today, and please do take notice of the additional safety webinars that we have on our website. They are at no cost to you, as you know, because we are funded by the Government of Ontario. Thank you for joining us, and have a wonderful day.